It's Shawn Lamb here for Streaming Media Producer at NAB 2019. I'm here with Bryce Button from AJA, and we're here to talk about the AJA Key Pro Go. So this is an extension of the very popular Key Pro line. Last year you had the Ultra, which had 4 inputs. This year, this model has 4 inputs, but there's a bit of a twist. What is it?
Well, there's a couple of twists. We actually have 8 inputs. You get 4 SDIs, you get 4 HDMIs, and then you can choose which combination of the 4 you want to record. And this time the recording codec is H.264. And that means you can record to ubiquitous USB 3.0 media. There are actually 5 ports on the device. If you look at it over here, you'll see there are 4 right now busy recording, and there's actually a 5th on the back. So it's not just that you record it once, we offer you the opportunity to literally back up every single one of those 4 channels. So you got redundancy, and you can assign those wherever you want to a single stick, spread it across. There's a lot of flexibility here.
Okay. What's the intended market? How is this different than the Key Pro line that has the ProRes or DNX codecs traditionally in them?
So the higher end ProRes codecs, of course, are pretty low compression. Obviously that gives you great looking files, but they can be a bit massive depending on what your task is. So as we've gone further into the Pro AV market, for instance, and we've learned a lot about streaming with the Hilo recorder, we've seen the success of that. Hilo is literally one of our most popular products. So H.264 has got legs.
It does.
And the idea here is that it's portable, it's cross-platform, it's easy to deal with, clients love it. So not just as a standalone device, you can always use it in addition. If you already have a Key Pro, especially the Ultra Plus with the 4 channels coming in, you're doing ProRes, you could be using the H.264 here for proxy editing. So, very lightweight editing. But in terms of a lot of the core market, and it's everything from live concerts, as we've dealt with concerts, and you've got singers that come off stage, and you've got producers that are like, can I please get a cut of what we just did? I felt like we didn't get this quite right in that portion of the performance. Or they want to literally just hand over the H.264 file, which can immediately be streamed on whatever service you choose to use. So a huge amount of flexibility in this product, I think. So like all our Key Pro products, you actually get a web-based interface. You can see here it's telling you exactly what's going on with the different channels. Channel 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are our recording channels. And you can see this is actually footage coming in at 1080p, basically 5994 here. And it reflects all the controls that are available on the device itself. I wouldn't want to stop recording right now, so I can skip that. If I choose to, though, sure, on the device itself, you'll see the recording stop. Here I have my control, and you can choose your bit rates as well, right? So it's a variable bitrate architecture. I can do 8-bit or 10-bit, and that's not that common with H.264, which means you can get really great looking imagery when you want it.
And that's the 422 versus the 420
exactly.
color space.
Right, so over here we can see that right here. You choose. And it could be different per input. So you could have multiple use needs going on. Maybe you only want the 420 for a very small web file, but you want the 422 to give the client or pass it on. And then, as I mentioned, every input can be assigned to a particular USB port. And you always have the opportunity to then come in and do a backup to a different port. So the security there, especially with live event stuff, is really important, because you just don't want to lose that file mid-recording.
That's right, or just even having duplicate, right? Two copies available, or 5 copies available of one input.
Correct.
You can mix and match.
Yep. And then when it comes to sound, as you'll see on the back of the unit here, so audio can come in over your SDIs we were talking about, there's 4, or the HDMIs, or it can come in over the XLRs. And you got mic line and phantom power, which is great. So if you've got a mixing board, often you're going to have an event going on and you want to run them through the mixer. It might even be a house of worship or a service or something like that. You can bring that in and insert that into whatever channels you want.
I know a lot of times when I'm producing, I find that the ISO recording in the cameras, we have that ability on SD cards and
Right.
the AVC HD codec or H.264,
Right.
but we're not getting the same audio and having to run extra XLR to
Right.
each camera and then having the camera operator, then having to adjust the levels. This is just a more elegant solution.
Yes, I think it's a great combination of parts. So if you want to learn more, you can always visit aja.com, go to our What's New page off the home page. So a straightforward USB stick, as you can see here. As long as it's USB 3, no problem. Plop it in. Hit the old record button, and you'll see that they are currently all flashing. Again, you could do it here or off the interface. Stop. And you see how it rolls through. So that's now closed the files out. Go back into record, away they go. And it's so simple and easy to work with. The naming schemes will tell you if it's a backup file, if that's, for the channel that you assigned it to. You've got up to 20 characters to name them however you want. So a tremendous amount of flexibility. Here's your Ethernet port up here when it comes to working with it through the web browser.
Okay.
Connect in.
And you've got power taps here, there's two of them.
Two, because if you're in the field, the AC power we give you has got XLRs on them, but sometimes you're going to be in the field and you just want to connect up to an Anton Bauer battery or something. So you can literally drive it from pretty regular camera batteries. So KeyPro Go will be $39.95, and it'll be available a little later this summer. Basically, we're saying June. And we're very much looking forward to getting out there because I think it's just a fabulous complement for all the other KeyPros we've had prior. And just for our Pro AV market, which has been growing and growing, it's going to be a wonderful device to have in that whole ecosystem.
Yeah, well, and that price point, $1,000 per video input.
Yes.
That's one way to look at that, and it's unprecedented, and it's a fantastic.
No, it's great. We looked at the competition. We're very competitive there. Again, you got the choice of HDMI and SDI, and something to say about that is it's actually Genlock free.
Yes.
So you can use DSLRs and those types of capture devices, and we're effectively acting as a bit of a frame sync there to make sure that everything times up.
Another small feature too is you actually have loop out SDI outputs.
Correct.
On each input, and that's really important too if you're going to be live switching on a video switcher.
Yes. So you could you could pass through us, and you can go off to the switcher. If you've got a 3-camera shoot, you might take the ISOs onto 3 of these USB devices that you're choosing to record with, and the 4th could be coming from the line cut off the switcher. So then you give the client, okay, this is what we cut in the moment, but here are the isolated cameras if you want to go in and make any changes.
Thank you very much, Bryce.
Thank you.
This has been a look at the AJA KeyPro Go at NAB 2019. I'm Shawn for Streaming Media Producer.